Hey, Big Brother fans, I have got your official nominations for Week 9 Head of Household, Leah Peters. Is she going to be taking aim at those who evicted Quinn? Just a side note, after I taped my last video on who won HoH, they started waking up and showing more of the yard than we'd seen by the time I taped. Big Brother is not only messing with the house guests, but me today, I feel like. I did suspect it was a pressure cooker HoH comp, but then when I saw the dance party set up, I wondered if it was a dance-off. Turns out I was right the first time. It was a pressure cooker HoH that we did not get to see on the live feeds. I'm not sure what we're paying for most days. It lasted about 10 hours from what we've heard from house guest chatter, and it looks like people hung in there till the end. They were really trying. So the dance party, though, is part of this week's torment that Alison Gardner has designed. Maybe she's still punishing them for evicting Tucker. Don't know. At any rate, Grodner's got them locked out of the house using an outdoor basic kitchen area, porta potties, outdoor cold shower, and not much relief from the heat that they're complaining about. The yard is basically a carnival setup right now. There's a lot of stuff around, carnival games, Junkie's pizza party. The pool is full of a ton of little rubber duckies. There's an ice cream stand, tables that say Junkie sweets and treats with chairs to sit at, and of course the dance party stage and much more. And while Junkie's dance party wasn't the endurance comp, it is some sort of punishment. When Big Brother plays this awful synthesized dance music, all the house guests have to get up on the stage and dance while the music plays. Angela's been shaking it. Rubina was going to town, but pretty quickly they kind of got over it being fun and they're annoyed. Cam was woken up from a midday nap and he looked like a zombie shuffling around the dance floor. He was just miserably doing the minimum to satisfy production, and they're all kind of tired of it. And speaking of Cam, earlier in the day when Leah woke up and she and Cam were the only ones milling around, she told him, "This is the best day of my life." So Leah is very happy to be HoH. That makes sense because she knew she was going to be on the block. If she wasn't, especially if one of the power trio won. But she was also really complaining to Cam about the heat. She can't take it. She barely slept. Cam's tired too. Leah was saying she felt like she died. It is mid-70s and sunny. That sounds nice to me, not sweltering. It's not like midsummer in LA, in 90s and up. Leah lives in Miami, frickin' Florida. It is still in the 90s there this time of year, and the UV index in Florida on a scale of 1 to 10 this time of year and all summer, it's at 11 plus. I like to go to Florida. I like the beaches, but the UV is so much worse down there than it is in California. And, 75 in Miami, that's like January weather. I used to live south of Miami years ago. The weather is hot AF there. California absolutely can be really hot, but it's not right now. So I don't understand Leah's issue. Anyway, the whole backyard setup is, like the name, very janky. It looks uncomfortable. Fridge in the yard, microwave, a water cooler, very Dire Fest vibe, as I mentioned in my last video. T-Core said on the live feeds that production told them they are going to be out there all week long. The whole game is going to be out there all week. And this outdoor insanity meant that head of household Leah didn't really have privacy for her one-on-ones. There's the upstairs area, but everybody can kind of hear you or they know who you're talking to, but she still spent time having her meetings. Cam and Leah talked about the threesome of T-Core, Chemo, and Rubina, and both of them agreed that they would have probably been sitting side by side on the block had one of them won HoH. Chelsea, this was funny to me. She tells Leah there's a clear power structure in the house and it would be dumb if she didn't take it out this week. Okay. Hello, Chelsea. That's the same power group as last week that she was shielding. So yeah, she wants Leah to do the dirty work that Chelsea wasn't brave enough to do herself, didn't want the blood on her hands and the spotlight on her. And T-Core, Chemo, and Rubina, aka the power structure she's talking about, are close to Chelsea. She has just been middling along in this game, bouncing around, doing it really well, really well. She is killing it. So Leah's chat with Mackenzie was also about the power threesome. Leah does not want to put T-Core up initially, so it definitely sounded in all these chats like she was leaning towards Chemo and Rubina on the block, keeping T-Core as a renom option. Leah feels okay about using her as a renom because she knows T-Core was looking at her as a renom in the past. So Chelsea and T-Core both seem safe for now. Leah tried to dodge even having a one-on-one with Angela. I mean, she's clearly keeping her safe. She's not a big target. Cam is a number for Leah. Mackenzie has been very smart, sticking close to her, also a number. So that narrowed the field of potential nominees down pretty much to Chemo and Rubina, right? And after her chat with Leah, Rubina was crying to T-Core about how bad she is at the game. Chemo's been kind of lackluster for a while now. I mean, he barely campaigned when he was sitting next to Quinn, even though it was iffy about how the votes would go. So I'm just not even sure how hard he tried with Leah, especially since he saw the writing on the wall, given how upset Leah was over his allies voting to evict Quinn. So the feeds went down for a little bit and then they came back up, and it's official. The two initial nominees for week 9 that head of household Leah Peters made are Chemo Apaka next to Rubina Bernabe. They are going to get to play in the Power of Veto comp tomorrow, which is Saturday. And if anybody but Chemo or Rubina wins, I doubt they're going to play that veto. I don't even think T-Core would play the veto if she won it, because she has to know one of her allies is going home anyway. And Chelsea would be the likely renom if T-Core had the power of veto and saved an ally. And, you know, that would be the one person left as a house target. And Chelsea and T-Core are close as well. So in the end, Leah, no matter what happens this week, maybe on the block next week, really no matter what she does, unless Cam, Angela, or Mackenzie win the next head of household. So we'll have an update for you tomorrow on the players that are picked for Power Veto and who won that comp and whether they are planning to use the POV, which will force Leah to make a renom. Meanwhile, I'm going to go watch the feeds and enjoy my indoor plumbing, my refrigerator that's inside my house, and my air conditioning while the house guests sweat, pee outside, and take cold showers. It's kind of like Gardner made them all have-nots this week and starting to make Ainsley seem not so bad at this point, right? Okay, check back soon for more live feed insights and spoilers.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.